This time on Dirt Nation, I'm gonna show you why the Thunder TRAC GRIP MT mud terrain tires are the best budget tires you can get for your vehicle. Damn, it's a mouthful. Let's go. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dirt Nation Off-Road. So today what we're going to be doing is an update to our review that we did a couple months ago of the Thunder TRAC GRIP MTs. Now, everybody's been asking for this video. These tires have kind of been a hit the last couple months with our channel.
New tires are nice! Come on, Thunder! Come on, Thunder!
Thunder tires are good. We're giving you guys an updated review. We're at 5K right now, and I'm rotating the tires. I actually have two of them right here, and we're going to take a look at them. So we're going to be doing an update to our review, rotating the tires, and then giving you guys our feedback, the positives, the negatives, so on and so forth. Looking at the tires after 5K, I got to say it's not that bad, but I do have some concerns. So I have a rear tire right here and a front tire. Starting off with the front tire, there is some cupping, which is expected when you have your front tires, because it will wear right here, and it doesn't really wear in the middle, and that's because of all the turning. But the wear doesn't look too bad. There's not much damage or cracks or anything like that. Tire looks good, so once I put that on the rear, this will kind of even out, and then this one will start to look like the rear tire. And as for the rear tire, this is where you kind of see all the off-road abuse, because obviously, you know, we're driving two-wheel drive through fire trails and some of the hills and doing donuts and gravel and all this other stuff. It kind of creates some damage for your tires. So you see some significant chunking right here, so you get losing pieces. Also all the wear on the ends because it is turning like this. So these are pretty beat up, and this will get cleared up a little bit once I put these on the front. But this does make me question how long these tires will last. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. There's still significant meat. There's no like really big damage or anything, but they're getting beat up just like off-road tires should. So we'll see what happens, but we'll continue with the review. So since we purchased these tires and put them on the Tacoma, it's been about 5,000 miles. We've been to so many places, I had to write it all down. So I'm going to list all the places we've been. 2 trips to Cleghorn, 4 trips to Azusa, Gold Mountain, Anza-Borrego, Truck Haven, Valley Fire, a couple random trails in Arizona, Hungry Valley, and Roller Flats. Damn, that's a lot of off-roading. But the good thing is we can give you guys pretty good feedback on a variety of different terrains, because we've taken these tires in almost every terrain that you're going to see when you're off-roading. Now, before we dive deep into the review, a couple things I want to cover for those who didn't watch our installation video, or if you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe. I picked these tires up on Amazon for 135 bucks per tire. Pretty cheap price. I've seen them cheaper other places, like Walmart, for example, has them for like 125 per tire, and you can actually pick them up in store. I've also seen them on eBay with a variety of different sizes. Now, obviously, when you go bigger tire, bigger rim, everything's going to get more expensive, but I haven't seen them more than 200 bucks per tire. So that being said, you're still looking at between 600 and 800 bucks for 4 brand new mud terrain tires installed. That's a killer price. You can't beat that with anything. Not as far as I've seen. If you guys know of any other ones, comment below. But these tires are cheap. The first thing I'll start off with is daily driving. First of all, when you install the tires, now all the reviews that I've read previously, and people that have commented on the previous video said that they're hard to balance or they need a lot of weight to balance. That might be true. I mean, to be honest, my guy didn't really have a problem with it, and I haven't had any issues with the tires since I've been using them. No significant shaking or vibrations or anything like that, but it's something for you guys to keep in mind, because when you pick up these tires, if you're having any of those issues, take them back so that you can get them balanced, and that way it's safe and you're not getting bad gas mileage and all that crap. The other two things with daily driving that you have to deal with, first thing is road noise. Now, these are pretty loud. They're mud terrains. They're going to be loud. It is what it is. Luckily, I listen to music very loud, so I don't really care about that stuff. But if that annoys you, get all terrains. That's all I can say about that. And then the other part, and I'd say the biggest downfall of these tires, is the miles per gallon. You're going to get crap miles per gallon. I lost about 2.5 miles per gallon. That's pretty significant. I drive this truck every day. I drive it for work. I drive it to the trail. I'm driving this thing all the time. So I'm always having to fill up on gas even more often than I used to. But considering all the positives of these tires, it's something that I can look past, and it's, I would say it's no worse than any other mud terrain tire. You get mud terrains, you're going to get worse gas mileage. It is what it is. You got to pay to play. Now, for the off-roading aspect of these tires, plain and simple, they just grab everything, and they're pretty darn durable. So I'd say in all the different terrains that I've tried with these tires, they've done pretty darn well. We'll go over each one. Like, first of all, mudding in Azusa Canyon, you know, you deal with mud, like I said, and you also deal with like deep water crossings. I didn't have really any trouble in either. In fact, I would say that more often I found myself in two-wheel drive because I have the confidence in these tires to just take care of themselves in two-wheel drive. I'm using four-wheel drive a lot less, which is where, you know, less wear on your transfer case and yada yada yada. But like one pit in particular, I remember on a rainy day, everybody was getting stuck in that pit, and I hit that pit at two-wheel drive, got stuck, reversed just a little bit, put in four-wheel drive, and I was able to get through the pit no problem. So pretty impressive. They do well with water crossings and mud. Looking at hill climbs, they don't really have much of an issue with that either. The Cleghorn Takeover was the first time that we used these tires, and it did very well. In fact, something that really impressed me was the fact that there's a section through Cleghorn, and it's the section I hate most because you're like this and you kind of go down and you're really close to the wall. Now the tires have these thunderbolts on the sidewalls that kind of just make them just enough to where they're thicker to where it keeps your vehicle away from there. I felt pretty safe going down that section. I think I even said in the video how, wow, these tires made it so much easier to go down that section. When I used to go down there with Toyos, I was so scared of scraping the side of my truck. It just pretty impressive. In Hungry Valley, you'll find a lot of steeper hill climbs, but they're not as rutted or crazy as Cleghorn. But what I found with these tires is that I'm able to go through most of that stuff in two-wheel drive. You don't have to put in four-wheel drive because the rear tires are getting enough traction to where you can just go up and, you know, continue through the fun. You don't have to stop, put in four-wheel drive, and then do all this other crap. They just grab, they do their job. And then roller flats is probably where the tires struggle the most in terms of hill climbs. With roller flats, you're dealing with like pretty steep hills as well as like loose rocks, loose sand. It's a pain in the butt. There was a couple sections where I did struggle. I had to take a different line each time. A part of that is your tire choice, but also a part of that is the fact that I just don't have front lockers on the Tacoma. So it is what it is. I mean, either way, I still had fun. I was still able to get through the entire trail. I took every hard, you know, obstacle that I could. It's just you had to kind of point and direct yourself a certain way in order to get up. And that, you know, it is what it is. It's just a lack of traction all around. The Valley of Fire gave us a chance to test out the tires in the dunes. Now, this is pretty interesting because I don't really go in dunes a lot. But something that, you know, is known worldwide when it comes to really loose sand is if you stop on a dot, you're getting stuck. Because you stop, the weight of your truck goes down, and you just sink, and you're stuck. Now, I was in two-wheel drive out in the dunes, and I got indecisive on a turn, slammed on my brakes. I ended up stopping, and staying in two-wheel drive, I was able to reverse, turn, and go forward without getting stuck. That was impressive. I'll say that was one of the more impressive things that I've seen from these tires, is the fact that in that situation, I didn't get stuck. And I'm glad I didn't get stuck because it was like 105 degrees out there, but that's, you know, besides the point. Now, I don't pre-run too much, but in the last couple months, I did have an opportunity to go pre-running, semi-pre-running 2 times. Now, one was El Dorado Canyon and Anza Borrego. You know, those are both trails where you can go faster, you can go upwards of 40, 50, 55 miles an hour. During that time, I was aired down to around 18 PSI, so I had no issues with like, you know, beads breaking or, you know, losing air in a tire or anything like that. I'm able to just, you know, maintain my speed and turn and do all that stuff. I'm getting traction just fine with just the rear tires rather than being four-wheel drive going that fast. Like it just does fine. I don't really have any problems. Now in El Dorado Canyon, as a side bonus, we're also doing some donuts and gravel, and that's where you'll see, like I already showed you guys the damage on the rear tires. Now I think it's because of those donuts I was doing in El Dorado Canyon. You know, I'm trying to beat up these tires. I'm trying to get these tires to fail, and they're just not failing. They're doing really good, and that's impressive. Now, finally, rock crawling is where I believe these tires really shined. First of all, the training courses in Truck Haven and Hungry Valley, these tires did so damn good, I couldn't believe it. You know, like Hungry Valley, you know, just going through the little rock course, and, you know, there's a part where I was like bouncing on top of a tire, and I didn't even debeat or anything like that. Like, it's crazy. I couldn't believe that watching that video, just watching the tire get, you know, so messed up, nothing happened. Out in Truck Haven, we did the tires with 420 motors, and, you know, these tires just grab. They just, you know, they crawled their way up, and when I took a bad line, wasn't able to get through it, you know, I kind of went back and forth. It took some time for me to actually get through the obstacle, but the point is I got through the obstacle because these tires have such good traction, and they're able to, you know, just grab and crawl and do all this other crap that they need to do to get you through where you need to go. When you compare that to Carlos and his ZR2, now he is a little shorter, he doesn't have as much clearance, but you know, the point is he ended up high centering, getting stuck, and his tires, just a little bit of grip that they could get, they couldn't get him off of there. And I attribute that to the fact that I had Thunders, and I actually said that in the video.
Carlos, you need Thunders.
Yeah, I need bigger tires.
You need Thunders.
Now, Gold Mountain is what really sold me on the effectiveness of these tires. Consider the fact that I ran that trail at 8 PSI with no bead locks for the entire trail. I aired down to 8 PSI on accident, and I just kept it that way. I was like, for the sake of the review, let's just run with it. Let's see what happens. And that enabled me to run the entire trail with virtually no issues on a day where everybody's slipping and, you know, having trouble. Now, we all made it through with very little damage, but the point is I made it look easy, and it was because of those tires. They just grabbed and crawled, and they just morphed themselves around rocks and allowed me to continue up obstacles. I tried harder lines than I did the first time that I tried Gold Mountain. It was just, that really sold me on how good these tires are. Rock crawling, let's get it. In conclusion, should you get these Thunder Track Grip MTs? Yes, get these tires. They're durable, they grab everything, the sidewalls aren't gonna break on you. The only thing that you're gonna deal with is bad MBGs, but you're gonna get that with any mud terrains. These tires have amazed me. I've tried to make them fail, and they just haven't failed. So I'm pretty impressed with that. I'd say long-term, I do have some concerns when it comes to long-term durability. So we'll see how they look at 20,000. We'll see how they look at 40,000, and we'll see if these tires can hold up, because right now we're only at 5,000 miles. And, you know, that's not much. It's a small sample size, but I've been very impressed with the small sample size that I do have. So I would recommend, I'm 95% sold on these tires, but that last 5%, we'll see how they hold up. Let's just see how they hold up, and then we'll go from there. So that's it for our updated review at 5,000 miles of the Thunder Track Grip MT tires, mud terrains. Keep watching as we continue beating these tires and really pushing them to their limits. I don't really see many people out there testing these tires or any budget tires in this extreme of a fashion. So if you guys like the video, share it with somebody. If you're looking for some tires, let us know. I'm gonna work on getting an affiliate link to Amazon, so if you guys want to purchase tires, take a look in the comment section below, or not comment section, but take a look in the description. If we have an affiliate link, you know, go ahead and purchase your tires from there. It helps us get a little kickback from Amazon. Honestly, I don't even know how that shit works, but it'll be good. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as well as follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Hit us up for shirts, beautiful Dirt Nation shirts. You can send us an email at dirtnationoffroad@gmail.com. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. We'll see you later.